Hey everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I went ahead and finally did my AMR22 team, so I figured I would do a showcase. Alright, and yeah, I'm a total slacker. It's one of those things I'm like, yeah, I'll do it next time, yeah, I'll do it next time. But next time was always summoning weekends, or yeah, a Friday when I'm busy with a million other things. So instead, it is now Monday, the event is still happening, and I just took the time to record it instead of pushing it back forever and ever and ever. But yeah, clearing stage 22 of Artifact Material Raid gets you a nice little reward, and well, I want to level up Kagiri's artifact, and I still don't have a Hex artifact. I did use all of my others on Sun Wukong to max him out, but that material can definitely be well used for my account. So what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and show you guys the team that I use. So this is the roster, and it was really fun for me to finally get in some heroes that I never use. Like, I have not been someone to use Vierna very much because I had Comet on my account very early. So everything I did was evolving around him. And I also, Morrigan was my last legendary lord to acquire out of all of the ones that you can get, like, simply, you know, the ones that are not ancient exclusive. So I never used Morrigan. I barely used Dahlia. I only have one copy of her. I barely used Nora. I only have one copy of her. And I was like, you know what? This battle needs CC. It needs slows. It needs freezes. It needs something. So this was a perfect time for me to get people involved that, again, I just never use. So here we are, and I'm really happy to finally have used them. I am sure my gear is a hot freaking mess. I'm gonna be embarrassed to go look at it afterward, but it worked. So this is again an Awaken 1 Honora, an Awaken 1 Dahlia, getting the bare minimum from an event. So nowhere, not even remotely pay to win of a team for an end stage, right? This is the final stage of AMR22. It should be hard. You shouldn't be able to play for 1 month and be able to do it. You shouldn't, kind of thing, you know? Dao Chan is another exclusive hero, yes, but this could have just been Dolores. I was just boosting my main DPS. That's all. I didn't even use her for extra damage mitigation or anything. I just used her as a booster, which is actually only Awaken 1, so in hindsight, I should have just used Dolores, because Dolores is still going to do technically more boosting, I think, total. Until Dao Chan is at the highest stages. But yeah, this was the team. So why don't we go ahead and let this do one little auto fight so you can see it on full auto in action with power dominance, and then I'll play the whole run without power of dominance. So let's take a look here. At least I'll quickly talk through it. So you're going to see me place Mari first, and then we're going to have Silas, Vierna, Dao Chan, Hollow, and then here comes a Nora. So as soon as possible, I pop Mari, which is very last minute and very risky. Obviously, with Power of Dominance, it looks better, but again, I will play the run with Power of Dominance off, the manual slow run, and I will also show my gear at the very end. And I'll go through the gear very quickly, but you can see it is, oof, see, I had a couple people go through right now on full auto. For the risk of losing. Oh boy, is my team too risky? It is definitely risky, I'm not gonna lie. It's very risky. So I think my Mari needs some more rage regen or something, if it's possible. She has tons of attack speed. She's very, very fast. But yeah, a couple people get through, and it's a close one. So I think my Mari needs to have a little bit better regen. I probably accidentally don't have like any on her, I'm sure, because I changed gear so often. Who knows what's even on some of these people. Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna play that run, and then I'll cut to the end and quickly show you my gear. Alright, instead of playing music in the background, I will talk through this, I guess, so it maybe will help people. There's definitely a lot of substitutions you can use instead of my people. I've seen people do this with all epics, or all epics plus Vierna, or something like that. I've seen some interesting team combinations. Alright, we place Mari as fast as you possibly can so she comes to her ultimate. And then I place Silas to help clean up any messes, and Dao Chan to boost. I technically could have placed like Vierna second instead, would probably have been smarter. I want to keep everyone in the same range here, so you can see Hollow covers everybody, Dao Chan covers the main DPSs. And that's the core group right there. We're going to end up adding a Nora later. So she'll go, see, there she is. She's in that spot. So I technically probably should have placed Silas last, so Anora could have came to her ultimate right away. That would have been smarter. But we're gonna pop Mari as soon as we possibly could, as you saw. Then I did Anora and Vierna. And then Hollow afterward to help, you know, heal and get their rage back. I do have Dahlia up at the top here, which is not covered by any healer, so it's a bit risky, and she probably ends up dying. I think she does. But those roses are really helpful to help deal with whatever's up there. You also can place like a Nora up there, or Ajax, or Ymir, or there's a lot of interesting ways you can deal with the top, but just keep in mind you can only place 2 ground units. At the bottom, we have no one at the portal, though. Look at that. We are relying all on Mari to freeze and slow things down. And then we're trying to execute with Vierna once everyone starts getting closer to dying. Silas is in there helping to clean up, so that's nice. And yeah, at the top, as expected, Dahlia died because no healers on her, so I throw another DPS, in this case Morrigan, up there to help deal with it. And you have a really good tank like Oleg or Brokir up at the top is also helpful. Down here at the bottom, it's just kind of the same cycle of trying to use Mari as soon as the waves come, and then trying to do a little damage before I'm popping, you know, Vierna for her execute ability as well. Sometimes I had a little bit bad timing, but here's what's important. If you don't have someone like Silas to like nuke the boss, you're gonna find that your AoE DPS just don't cut it. So I had a ton of people. I had Dahlia down there instead of Silas. I had everyone blasting the boss, and it just wasn't good enough. You definitely want a single target damage dealer to be the one who is there. It doesn't have to be an A5 Silas, I am sure, but it would be really helpful. Now, again, instead of a Nora, you could have a Greed, someone who can do good damage, and control is really important. But a Cultist team is great, and then Abizo as a Lord, and also she does great damage, is someone fun to throw in there, and she's great for the top. But yeah, that's the core of the team. And I really hope that that was helpful for someone to get some ideas. Alright, so I could have done this with Praetus and Ingrid as well, but I wanted to try it with Cultist instead. Just like I said, it was just something fun for me. I do have Awaken 5 Silas as the main nuker in there to deal with the boss at the end. That makes a huge difference. He's pretty solid. I've swapped some gear around. He's not even 100% crit rate right now. I think I stole a piece for something else I was doing. Yeah, because this is not his normal gear, but it's good enough. Here we go with full awakenings, and of course, he does just have the Spirit Siphon artifact, although I know I need to get one of these guys maxed up as well. And as far as his exclusive goes, I only have a level 13, so I think this one is technically better than Spirit Siphon, but I haven't had a chance to max it out yet, so I'm kind of waiting there. Vierna's the main DPS, right? She's in Tier of Twilight. She's only Awakened 2 for me. She is fully skilled, and she is only in Cursed gear. Again, I never use Vierna, and like this is the one time I did, so did I change her gear? Nope. This is the gear I've had on her for a while. Oh, I did go ahead and give her a couple better pieces of Curse gear, but Curse gear is not even nearly the best option for her. I should have had her in some Soulbond Arcana at least or something, but you know, that is just what happened. I don't like to change gear all the time. If I can do something without changing everything, I'm gonna do it. It doesn't have to be perfect best gear on my account for every time we try to push. Exactly. Another example. Half this team is in like my B gear or my C gear. Fracture. I don't need fracture gear, but it's what was on her because I swapped sets with, I think this was when I swapped sets around with my Valk. I used to have my Valkyra in a fracture set, but this is what I got. It's what's on her, and it worked, you know? That kind of a thing of why change it if I don't need to? But it's not the ideal set. I'm just trying to be clear. So if anyone's like, why do you have those sets? It's because it's what's on them, and it worked, so I didn't change it. I don't have any awakenings for her, so I will be trying to pull for her with the next event for Anora, for sure, because I would love to get 3 awakenings. Absolutely, I would love to get the first awakening. and that. And I do have a couple copies of her exclusive. I got lucky and I got that. So I'm really hoping with the next event that I'll get one more, of course. And then hopefully I'll get lucky with some others. But that's her. Dahlia here was in the team. She has her exclusive at only 1 level. So this could have been better with, again, a Tear of Twilight high level. I have no awakenings for Dahlia. Fully skilled. And she is in this to give her some cursed cult bonuses here. And that otherwise, yeah, it's just the basic Hell's Lament set. Oh, and I did get a Merciless, luckily. I got a Merciless roll, which is great to give extra damage when they're like freezed or when immobilized states because, you know, we're usually working with some freezes or something with that team, although I guess I didn't necessarily as much as I would like, but it worked. Okay, and then we had Dao Chan. Again, this could have very well been Dolores. I have her with this Watch Guard, which increases healing and damage. So this doesn't affect her inspiration, but it does help the extra healing she does. This is, again, a Dolores' exclusive gear piece. And then, yeah, it's kind of imperfect, but good enough kind of gear. And it's definitely not a perfect set here. I could get a lot more attack on her. So it's something I need to work on for her build. But yeah, I did get 1 extra copy of her. I went for a couple copies. I was hoping for 3. But I will eventually want to max her out. She definitely gets a lot better here with that one as well. Okay, so Morrigan was the Lord. My Morrigan was also in a the Cataclysm set. And again with the Cursed Cult bonus because, you know, all about those pieces. And she has her exclusive piece as well. But again, definitely not the best gear on my account. She's not even fully skilled. I could definitely do with a couple more skills on her. No awakenings and only a level 10 low level of her exclusive. So I didn't go ahead and steal all of my Tears of Twilights even though I could have because I wanted to see if it could work with them geared as is. I'm all about trying to make it work where I don't want to swap gear for every single person every single time. I don't even think I used him, did I? I didn't even use him. I used Brokir. Okay, he was just in there for the Lord bonus. Brokir is in a Bastion ring. 2 awakenings on Brokir. I will try to get more whenever I can. I'll be happy to get more. Brokir is amazing. I would love to max him out. And I just have him in the basic good old Guardian set. Nothing crazy there, but he does have really solid HP. I think over 100,000. Yeah, almost 120,000 HP. Pretty good for him. But we did go ahead and, oh wait, Mari and Hollow. Okay, so Mari for me was just in a title ring to bring more crowd control opportunities, fully skilled, fully awakened, and she's in a morale set with just survivability and attack speed. So it was kind of like whatever I had. Hopefully I can get some better pieces of morale to make pieces like this not have to be used, but it helps, and it's just something else to help give allies more damage and make her be the support hero that she is. She's not a damage dealer herself, so don't stress if your Mari doesn't do much damage if you're a newer player. Alright, and Hollow here was in very random gear. I think yeah. What is Hollow even wearing? It's fine. I think I had the Rage Regen on her because it had good attack rolls and the healing effect. But this is a mess. She's even in like a defense ring because she was dying in something I was using her in. I don't even know. It's not good, but it was good enough. My poor Hollow needs some work. I have not really been using Hollow as much these days because I just use her in basic Drake's Chasm and not much else because we have so many other fun healers and boosters and stuff now. But Hollow is certainly an MVP, and don't forget how great she can be. Probably gear her better than I did, but yeah, I like to show you what I'm wearing, guys, because even though sometimes it's honestly terrible, is good enough. And if you don't have Morrigan for your Lord, I definitely suggest using Abizu. She is amazing. Okay, that was a very messy set of gear, which is usually what my gear looks like because we move it around so much. But then I'm also, like I said, one to try not to change gear if I don't have to. So whatever random gear is on people, because I've moved gear around and wasn't using that hero, I just let it be or adjust it a little bit to make it a little bit better. And you end up with some strange stuff like my fracture set on people that don't make sense, but it worked and I did it and hope it helped. And I will see you guys in the next video.